I'm back out on the high place. I came out here and I brushed my teeth and I decided that I'd go higher on the staircase. And I actually was able to see a lot more from up here. And now that the clouds have cleared up, you can see one building that should have stuck out pretty hard, but it was quite cloudy, I guess, yesterday. That is the Harukas that we went into. That is Abe Nobeya's home. And then over here, you can see the tower that we walked to yesterday, which is the home of Billiken. So they're not very far from, well, they're very tall, I guess. They aren't super far from where we're staying, but they're right there. Good morning. How was your first night in jail?
It was okay. I wouldn't mind being in jail if I had my own room. I didn't get abused by anybody, so it was just fine.
That's good. Did you hear the guy that was walking around that kind of just seemed like he was slamming into everything?
Yeah, what was that?
I don't know. I think he was really drunk.
Yeah, he was noisy. He was the warden.
I'm just going to talk about amenities for a moment. Like, you go to a hotel and you think about what you want from that hotel and what they provide you with. And I feel as though this hotel kind of provides you with the bare minimum. So I'm going to scan this room and show you what's inside and then show you what isn't and what I would have liked to be inside. Here we go. So you can see all of my stuff. One thing they do provide is electricity. And you can see that right over here. And that goes all the way to the other side of the room, and they've created like a hub of sockets. There is a television and a bed. And they have some coat hangers on the wall. And then they have this like bar thing. I haven't figured out what that is. And they have a window for light. I would say that's all the amenities that they've given you. The rest I've kind of provided myself. No trash can. There's no trash can in here. And one of the bigger things that would be nice, considering it's winter, there's no aircon. There's no way to heat this room, and in the summer there's no way to cool this room. So you best come when it's not so bad outside. And I would say for me it wasn't so bad because I can fit underneath my blanket. But for Eric, even though he's a big dude and you would think like a big dude can make a lot of heat, he's not that kind of big dude. He's tall and lanky and makes no heat, and his feet stick out of the bottom of the bed. Poor guy. He said he was cold last night. I did okay. It wasn't a problem at all. But there's definitely some amenities missing in this room that some would consider to just be humane.
So I've been suspicious of this, like, are people living in this little jail hotel that we're staying in? And I'm
Squat, it's called the squat.
The squat, in the squat. Are people living in the squat? I'm 100% certain of it now for two reasons. One, I saw a sign that's by the reception desk that shows that, like, if they write their name, if they write your number on that sign, it means you've received mail. So people are like receiving mail there. And two, I was on the elevator with a guy and I asked him if he lived there and he said yes. And he seemed very nice, but he did seem like he wasn't like completely mentally like 100%. He had a really, really strange like speech impediment and he just kind of tweaked around a little bit. So I don't know, man. Sometimes I wonder what Japan does with like people who have mental health issues that don't have family like connections to help them. And I think maybe I might have found out. It's kind of sad.
We're back in the Dontonburi area. We have purchased our tickets for the cruise tonight at 8 o'clock. Hopefully it'll be beautiful and fun and exciting, and there won't be any alligators. That's what I'm hoping for. We've come to this kind of like covered walkway that has a lot of eateries inside, and we're gonna go to the glitziest of them all, the American. I'm not really sure how to describe this. The best way that I can think to describe this restaurant is kind of like Madman's grandma. Don Draper's grandma's gotta have like a house like this. It's like being stuck in your grandma's jewelry box. It's very grandma-esque, but like a posh grandma. That's the best that I've gotten description. The walls, like each wall is different. Some of them are covered in like paisleys, others are covered in this warped wood that has these like, it looks like stained glass, but it's right here. It's just like splatters on plastic that kind of look like tie-dye.
And it's like textured, like if you look at this, you can see they pop out. It's so weird.
It's warped and weird and strange, and then there's like flowers that are in Christmas lights hanging from the ceilings, and curtains in front of the bathroom, and the back wall has just this big mirror where they're doing stuff that kind of looks like 1950s ice cream shop, and there's a chandelier at the front that just greets you when you walk in, and none of it really makes sense. It's like an airport lounge from the 50s that they just went to Goodwill and got a whole bunch of random pretty stuff. Yeah, that's what I'm going with. And we're gonna get pancakes here.
And to top off the atmosphere, you can smoke in here, so it kind of smells, you know, bad. And the employees, I mean, they're not rude, but they're kind of curt. Like, just like, go sit down. Like, not normal way you get treated when you come into a restaurant in Japan. So it's a bit of a strange experience. Eddie's in my face.
Yes. They're in lamb chop's face.
My face. Is lamb chop excited?
Yeah. About to chop that cake.
The cake looks pretty good. It's got some fruits on it and whatnot. It's a little bit expensive. Like this was like $8 or $9. It comes with a drink that I'm not a big fan of, but it's like too coffee flavored for me. But this is a pretty nice presentation. Let's see what we got here. This is supposed to be chocolate sauce, and then I guess this is the blueberry sauce. Yeah, and let's see what the cake consistency is like. That's a really, really good pancake. Yeah, it's good. Those angry people that work here are doing all right with their cooking. Katie got like a
I already dug in and like destroyed everything, so.
But I'll give it a go. It looks like it's got
egg, tomato, cucumber.
Yeah, I'm trying to decide
really slow ham on the game.
Oh, it's just tomato. Okay.
And ketchup.
Yeah, you got some sort of ingredients recognition skills that I don't have. It's good. The cucumber is nice. And it's warm, so it's got that going for it. You screwed up not getting pancakes.
But you told me you would trade me one pancake for one half of a sandwich, which you already ate half of said sandwich. Give me my pancake.
This is not the first time Katie and I have been to Osaka, but the only other time that the two of us had been here together was like 6 years ago, I think now, maybe 6.5 years ago. And we were only here for a couple of days, and it was before we had lived in Japan, so like we didn't really get into Osaka the way that I think we're capable of doing now, just because we know so much more about what we're looking at and all of that. But something else is kind of funny. Katie was looking in the book and she's like, "Oh, this is this interesting shrine with this like thing covered, this guy covered in moss. We should go check it out." And she said it to me last night, and I was like, "Yeah, okay, that sounds great." And I didn't think about it at all. And then this morning she mentioned again, "Hey, we're gonna go check that out." I was like, "That sounds really, really familiar." And we came over here, and as we walked up, I was like, "Okay, we've definitely been here before. We've definitely made a video about this before." Like we mentioned this when we were making a video here like 6 years ago. And what's funny about that is like it's been so long that I just sort of had forgotten until like I had seen it basically, and it had triggered in my mind like that we had done this already. So it's funny because some people may have maybe watched that video recently of ours, and they know that like it happened like to us like really recently, and like to us it's just like I don't remember that at all. But it just causes like interesting situations where if we meet somebody that's seen videos, like sometimes they remember our memories better than we do. So I don't know, it's just cool. But anyway, the little moss guy is pretty neat. People come up and they will pour water on him, and I guess that keeps the moss growing. and I'm not really sure the significance of it other than that, but it's in this cool little like alleyway kind of, and just like it's got a pretty nifty atmosphere.
We've gotten word that a cosplay event is happening like 10 minutes away from where we were, so we've just skedaddled over to this area. It's called Nipponbashi, and for short they call it Pombashi, which I think is really cute, and I'm hoping that all the cosplay girls are going to be very cute. Cosplay and festivals of cosplay are kind of strange. Like, lots of people come and they dress up and they do things, and that's really exciting. But then you see the humanity of it when they sit down and like crouch and eat their onigiri in between people coming and asking them to take photos and stuff like that. It feels a bit strange, like they've come here to be part of something, but they're still real people at the same time. It's that sounds really strange to say, but that's what I'm seeing. I don't know how to explain any better. I have found my favorite cosplay person. We've only been here for a few minutes. Maybe I've chosen too soon, but I really like the cat that was behind me. I don't know if you can see her anymore, but she was back there and she was dancing and amazing and just really bubbly and excited about things, and not just posing for people. I don't even know what anime or manga she's from, but she's really cool. Festival going on here. There's DJs and musical acts and lots of people that are dressed up and lots of people just staring at people that are dressed up and tons of carnival food, and it's just a full-blown festival. It's really nice. We wish we could stay and hang out, but we've got somewhere we have to be, so onward. We raced from the cosplay festival to get all the way here. We are at like a takoyaki museum, and apparently I get the impression that they make some of the best takoyaki downstairs because there was a massive line earlier. You can come to the 3rd floor and actually make plastic takoyaki, and we've been looking forward to making plastic food for a while, and I'm going to make it today, and that's really exciting. And it's even more exciting that it's takoyaki in Osaka, which is known for takoyaki. So we're gonna make some now. It's not gonna be edible, but we're gonna eat some for lunch. So you come in and they give you this plate, and in the plate you have your shoga and your onions, negi, and the 1, 2, and 3, and they told us to put the 1 in here and the 2 in there, and so we did that, and then we added some hot wax on top of it and filled it all the way to the top. I got double fan action, this is amazing. And now we're waiting for the wax to cool. I can kind of see that it's starting to get the skin on top. We're poking a hole in the middle and pouring out the molten lava of wax that we've poured in. Then you put the mold into the water, which I guess is going to make it nice and cold and cool the wax perfectly. Now that they're cooled down, we're putting more wax in them. And I think that's so that we can place little items into it so that they'll stay. And it wouldn't just be on top of the old wax. So it's kind of like making a good foundation for putting our octopus in. That's how they make it. Just get the plastic taco and you put it in there. It's not real taco anywhere. Octopuses are too smart for that. They've outsmarted us. All the toppings have been placed, and they've sealed it on top, put it into the water, and let it set. Professional.
This is some of the leftover bits from what got scraped off, and when it's warm still a little bit, and it feels basically exactly like candle wax.
So you have to pop the taco ball out of the mold, and it's actually like you have to put a lot of pressure on it, and it finally pops out and thuds on the table. It was really great. That was awesome. It looks amazing. Now we're adding kind of the burnt color to the sides. And
熱いので気をつけ
you
てく
have
だ
to
さい
go pom 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 while you do it. So pom 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 pom
一つ1分でできるように
You can hear the man next to me doing it too.
素早く塗ってあげてください固め
The
てあげ
sauce
て
is
く
the
ださ
number
い
one most difficult part. It's the last part. You've done all that work and then you get the sauce out here and it's totally difficult. You have to take like a big glob and put it on and then follow all these instructions that you didn't really understand and hope that you don't mess up your takoyaki. My guy looks pretty good. Would you eat it? So you cover everything in a top coat, like you would your fingernails, and then you sprinkle nori and fish shavings on top. I get a whole display case.
はいではお手元にお持ち帰り用のケースご用意させていただきました
They said it would take 45 minutes. It took 45 minutes, and now I've got balls.
Well,
Taco
1 1/2.
Well, yeah, I feel inadequate, but yeah, it was really cool. I would definitely make more plastic food. This looks very cool. I'm gonna put it somewhere in the house, and everybody will try and eat it, and I will smack their hands.
もうたっぷりそのままはい
We've come over to this area that's called America, and what strangely enough we're going to do here is eat takoyaki. That's not something that would really happen in America. I've gone to a place that does like the typical takoyaki thing with obviously octopus inside and onions and ginger, but I've opted to get a massive amount of onions on top. My breath is going to be amazing after this. They've given me this little red guy. I'm just gonna sprinkle it on top.
It's like a spicy thing, probably.
Shichimi is what it looks like.
Yeah. Or ichimi.
Ichimi, something like that. Got my chopsticks, got my pigeon.
Do these look as good or worse or better than what you made?
They look better.
I don't know. It's kind of hard to see what's going on there. It's all green. Like typically you like takoyaki, right?
Yeah. Aside from the taco, it's amazing, and I like the taco's okay. I'm still getting used to the texture, but the flavor is totally fine with me now. You could put anything inside of there. Anything. It could be sweet or it could be savory, it doesn't matter. And Eric actually got something else inside of his. And I kind of made it a surprise, so he doesn't really know what's going on other than that it said pizza ball. All right, we'll see what they did with that.
Mine doesn't have nearly as much green on top, but I've got ketchup and mayonnaise.
Wow, and they just put a whole like glob of it.
Yeah, this is a big glob of it in there. And like all I know is the name, pizza. And I'm excited because of how much I like the pizza mon, and I'm hoping that this might be as exciting as that would be. I didn't pay any attention when he made it to see if he put any meat or anything inside. I'm guessing not. I think I saw him put some cheese in though, which I guess that sounds all right. I mean, why not, right? So I don't know. I don't want to use too much of the
glob.
The glob, yeah. And the consistency seems a little looser than what you get from takoyaki. Like it's sort of just falling apart. Yeah. There's like little blocks of cheese in the inside of it. And it tastes kind of just like eating French fries. And maybe that's just because of the, is it? Yeah, it's just ketchup.
Can you bite it one in half? Move that gigantic cotton candy!
Yeah, so it's just the batter and the, oh, hot dog. There's a hot dog in this one.
Hooray!
Maybe it wasn't cheese. How do I think a hot dog is cheese? No, there's definitely some cheese in there hiding too. Okay, interesting. I've never seen a pizza with this stuff on it. don't know exactly. Well, I mean, I guess ketchup is basically just the marinara sauce or whatever, and then you've got the breading. That makes sense. Mayonnaise is a little weird on pizza, but not in Japan. That's pretty common. And hot dogs is kind of that's a thing they would do here as well. So okay, I can see where this is coming from.
I think I could watch these balls rotate forever. I've been looking for this one specific thing in the America neighborhood and I can't find it, so you know what you do? You go to the Koban, and the Koban is like a small police department, like the local police department, and you can ask them for directions to somewhere, or tell them that you lost your wallet, or tell them that you left money in an ATM, or ask them to help you for other reasons that doesn't include like them solving murders. They want to help you. They want to make sure that things are safe and that if you're having a problem, they can help you, or if they can get you to where you need to be, that's what they'll do. That's what the Japanese police department does, is they are helpful. It seems like they're doing more of a service than policing, if that makes any sense. It's very different in America. And I went in there to ask where this one thing is that I just couldn't find. It's a huge thing and I can't believe that I haven't seen it yet. And he gave me directions and we're on our way there now. This gigantic mural is what I was looking for. Like, I just think it's beautiful and colorful and lanky, and it kind of looks a little bit like Eric. I think it's just the lankiness. It's really, really nice. And I don't know if it has anything to do with America or if it's just a beautiful thing to have in your neighborhood.
It's a pretty cool escalator. You can see the gears and stuff inside of it, and it goes like kind of around, like it's not straight.
Yesterday we went to that old school pachinko joint, and I really thought that it was going to be a pinball place, but we somehow randomly ended up in a pinball place. It is an entire arcade dedicated to pinball machines, and not just like, oh, we found these crappy pinball machines just sitting around. Like, themes are modern. Like, I saw a Walking Dead one, there's an Arnold Schwarzenegger corner, there's just a million machines in here, and I want to spend money and play every single one of them. It seems so cool. I have friends and they have like a pinball machine at home, they would be dying right now. Yeah, we all knew I was going to find the Playboy one, I guess. I'm definitely going to play that. I want to make a side note about something that I read in like some magazine or something. Apparently you can buy the Playboy Mansion, and I don't remember how much you have to pay for it, but when you buy the Playboy Mansion, you have to let Hugh Hefner still live there. So if you're in the market for the Playboy Mansion, just treat Hugh nicely.
You know what that's called?
What?
It's a reverse mortgage. Old people do that sometimes when they know they're gonna die. So like they'll sell the house to the bank. I'm keeping the camera on you because I want to watch your face. So they'll have a house and they'll have paid it off, but they need money to keep living. So they sell the house to the bank, and then when they die, the bank just takes the house, and then the bank can sell it. So the bank is assuming that the house is going to continue to appreciate in value, yada yada yada. So that's kind of what he's doing. He's selling it, but not to a bank, to a random person.
Oh, okay. So he's reverse mortgaging himself to the public.
And then I'm assuming when he dies, then you can do whatever you want with it.
All right. Well, anyways, good luck, Hugh. And on the board that we have down here, do you call this a board? I don't really know. But in the game, down here, you have the calendar. Miss of every month, and we usually play the calendar game. So if you're with your friends, play the calendar game, and this is how you play. You get your month. I am June.
Your birthday month.
Your birthday month, and you get your friend's birthday month, and you compare whatever. Could be ladies, could be dogs, could be scenic views from Niagara Falls, could be anything.
But in this case, it's ladies.
In our case, it's ladies. June versus April, I would say that June is the clear winner.
Really? You think so?
I do.
I don't know, man. Like, it's a pretty hard call.
I assume there's a bearskin rug there. That just might be me assuming things, but I definitely think there is.
A little more to the left.
A little more to the left.
So So I played the Back to the Future one, and it turns out I'm really, really bad at pinball. Like, this is apparently a difficult sport. So I've switched it up a bit. I've come over to the Simpsons one, which looks really modern, and I thought that, like, it just looks like a lot of places for the ball to go, and I want the ball to have a good time.
Alright, we're gonna battle it out. We've chosen one of the machines that neither of us have played so far. You only have to pay 10 yen to play it, and we're gonna see who gets the highest score. I'm totally gonna win. You suck at this.
Probably. I'm gonna go first. Got 4 flippers. You thought it was all over, didn't you?
Yep.
It's difficult.
What did you do?
It's stuck. I'm gonna give it a tap. Winner!
Eric got 83,000, broke the machine. I think I can do a little better than that. I don't know. It actually looked kind of tough, like the little prongs just seem weak in this older machine, so... there's also not as much gimmicks in it, like little places to go to get points, so his score was lower because there's no like super make a million points areas, so now I'm a little nervous. I made myself nervous. Okay. Testing it out. We gotta flip around a bit. Check one, check one.
Katie's still on her first ball and she's already devastated my score. I need to distract her.
Apparently I'm good at pinball. I did not know this. So, ball number 1, I'm at 179,000. Devastated.
Katie has also managed to get the ball stuck. What you gonna do?
Flippers? Gonna flip. There we go. I'm a badass.
This place is amazing. Like, I know pinball machines were quite popular for a long time, but there can't be very many pinball machines that were like made that aren't in there. There's a lot of them, and it's just like amazing to just go through and see. They're like the same way that the pachinko thing yesterday was like tactile and moving parts and everything. This is the same thing. It's just such a cool thing that exists. I really wish it had something like this like near where we live, but I've actually looked for pinball machine arcades in Tokyo. I haven't been able to find any, so if anybody knows of any, like shoot me a message. I'd love to know where they're hiding. Something else I noticed in there, they have manuals for each one of the pinball machines, and inside of them it shows like how the scoring system works and stuff, and like really detailed like instructions on how to get like points and how to get like an extra ball. And I got the Playboy one too. There's a little bit of funky stuff going on in here, but it's not too bad, yeah? But like, you can tell that the people that run this, like, they want it to be awesome. Because, I mean, they're going to the trouble to give these away, and they're going to the trouble to keep the machines in basically perfect operating order. Like, there's wear on them a little bit because they're old, but they all function. There's none of that, like, you push the button, it's a little greasy feeling, and like, none of that's going on. Like, the machines are like as clean and functional as they possibly could be in a public environment. It's very impressive.
No, no. No! Ah! Oh, it's January. America. This area of Osaka, I guess we're not equipped for it. Like, we went into a lot of shops and... are we not shoppers?
I don't think we're cool.
Oh.
But we're Americans, so you think like...
We do fit in, but yet... I don't know, we're here, and I'm like, okay, I saw a few things. Oh, the pinball machine, that's all that mattered. That is... They could just have that a million times over and I'd be really, really happy. But we're about to head out, and I feel like we haven't done much here, but it's just shops on shops on shops. And nobody wants to just watch us go shopping, right? A little while ago, Eric and I started walking, and I was like, what we need to do, we need to find some place that has a nice view. It has a table, and that has internet. And he was like, so you want to go to you want to go to Starbucks? No, we want to go to the Lego shop. We're hanging out in the Lego shop now. Got a great view of people walking by. I have internet, so I can look up some stuff, and Eric is playing with Legos. I'm never leaving.
What'd you make?
I made a monument, and I did some city planning.
Let's take a tour. What you got?
All right. This is the monument, and this is the flame of the monument, and this is some sitting and relaxing areas and some shrubbery and a walkway, and this is the recycling. You have to recycle appropriately. You can come to my monument if you'd like.
What is this monument to?
Fire.
That's not too bad. Do you think maybe it should be a monument for this guy back here?
Yeah, it might be his. I didn't know he was there. Look at his belly.
Yeah, it's pretty chubby.
I'm gonna touch it later. And what did you make?
What did I make? Shit. I made this thing. Look at this amazing thing. This isn't a monument as well, but it's a monument to spinning. Look at that. This took way longer than I'd like to admit.
That was the best ending to that could possibly have ever been done. And I just saw the disco balls across the street.
Oh yeah.
Wow, amazing.
They're also spinning.
A dazzling end to Lego time.
Another one of Osaka's famous food dishes is okonomiyaki. In addition to what we had earlier, takoyaki is actually famous from here as well. So we've come to an okonomiyaki place, and we have ordered some okonomiyaki, and they've brought out our other dish first, which is just a yakisoba. So the way that these types of restaurants work is you get this big hot plate on your table, and they just bring out the ingredients and put them on here, and then it cooks like in front of you. And this is just yakisoba, kind of a thick noodle yakisoba it looks like. And there's just pieces of pork in it. And usually it comes with squid, but I asked them not to put the squid in because I'm just not down on squid.
Man!
So yeah, Katie's a little bummed about that, I guess. But it's alright, right? And so yakisoba is common to be eaten at like festivals and stuff. But it's usually a thinner noodle, and it tastes kind of like ghetto style. Like this is not the best. This is actually kind of like full, and the sauce has got a full flavor. And I'm betting these noodles are going to be a nice texture. Yeah, I really like yakisoba when it's really good. Onion. Yeah, I really like it. It's like wholesome actually, and like you would think like, oh, it's like some sort of grilled thing and like probably isn't that good, but it's actually like a full wholesome, almost. It's probably not healthy, but it is sort of healthy feeling. Like it feels like you're not eating like junk food, but let's be real, this is probably junk food.
I do want to compliment you on something. Your slurp is pretty good.
Oh, do I have a good slurp?
You have a good slurp.
I've been working on that for 5 years. Is that my slurp?
That was great.
It's alright.
So, it's been said that okonomiyaki comes from Osaka, but it hasn't necessarily been confirmed, and we can't go to like the restaurant that claims that it all started here. So, we're just kind of running on the assumption that Osaka is the home of okonomiyaki. And okonomiyaki basically starts with cabbage, and what were the other things that were in it? Hold on.
This is like a batter.
Yeah, it's like a batter that's made with yam.
Really?
Yeah, I read it earlier. It's like yam.
Is that what you made it with when you've made it in the past?
No.
You just made it with like pancake mix, didn't you?
It's something like that, like flour and water and
Yeah.
stuff. And it has a dashi broth, so it has a little bit of a fish taste, but not super fishy. And that's just the Osaka way of doing it. Here they mix it all together and then they just put it down and make a gigantic like thick pancake. And the girl that made ours, like, she came over and like put the sauce on top and asked if the mayonnaise was okay, and then she just started drawing. I was just like, okay, she's drawn. Oh, wow, that's really cute. So we got a little cat, and it says Osaka, and it's just perfect. I can see that lamb poking out of your shirt.
So when you get okonomiyaki, you can get a lot of different types of ingredients on the inside. Squid was one, and shrimp is one, and pork is one, and there's like mixed vegetables, and like I've seen kimchi and cheese, and like all kinds of different types. This place didn't have too many selections, but they did have something that I can't recall seeing anywhere else. They had one with beef in it. So we were like, all right, let's go with beef. So, if you look at this, what you do is you cut the okonomiyaki into 4 pieces.
Wait. Oh.
Yeah, I did this on purpose. Oh. You cut the okonomiyaki into 4 pieces, or if it's bigger, I guess more. So it's kind of like pizza in the sense that like you just cut it into slices and then everybody at the table can share different types. And I'll show you kind of how it's like been mixed together. So this is like beni shoga, like ginger pieces, and you can see the cabbage, and then that's a big piece of beef. And like I said, I don't remember ever having beef in okonomiyaki before. It's, he told me, I expected that. It's kind of soft, almost like the texture of hamburger, but it tastes better than hamburger. It feels like a bit of a higher grade meat. It doesn't feel like ground beef. As much as maybe like somehow they've made like steak kind of soft somehow. Maybe just in the cooking process it became like that. It's kind of like the kind of beef that you would have in like a beef stew, if that makes any sense. Like if you had like an American beef stew, that's the kind of beef that they've used in this. And it's good. One of my favorite things about okonomiyaki is just the mayonnaise. I love Japanese mayonnaise. So
one of your favorite things about mayonnaise is okonomiyaki.
Yeah, one of my favorite things about mayonnaise is okonomiyaki. But for the most part, we ate this a lot when we first come to Japan. And you know when you eat something too much and you're just kind of like, I'm not really that excited about it? That's kind of how I feel about this. So I was really happy when she drew the cute cat on there because it really like hyped me.
Then I murdered that cat. Oh, it's urban jungle cruise time. We are on a boat right now. Oh yeah.
Where are we gonna go? I really don't know where this goes.
Around. We're just basically in the Dotonbori area, and we're gonna go in a big circle in the canal below like all the glitzy signs and under the bridges and whatnot. And boats, dude. Love boats. Also, we're gonna christen this boat.
Yeah, so that's 9% and it's like huge. I'm glad you're not in charge of this boat.
What adjective did I use? Blitzed. Alright. We've been told that Osaka people are really friendly, and I've waved at like 15 people and gotten lots of waves. Osaka people, you are friendly. One of the really amazing things while you're going on this boat tour is that every single bridge is different. It's made of different materials, it's showing off different things. There's ones made of wood that just make, they feel homely is the wrong way to say it, but there are other ones that have like lights underneath them in a circle that's supposed to symbolize okonomiyaki, and it's just completely different every time you go under a bridge. It's beautiful. Seriously, we've come to Osaka before, but I've never been on a boat going through here, and I am so happy right now. This is so perfect. I love boats, and I love these signs, and everything is just beautiful and lit up, and very happy right now.
You drank a good percentage of that drink too, which probably hasn't hurt.
Blitz!
打ちましょう。もう一つせ。いやー、手さんの。
Directly off like the busiest street in Osaka with like tons and tons of people walking and like just tons of shops, and where a lot of the places that we've been in the last couple days are, there's just these little alleyways that shoot off, and this is like nothing. It's just empty, and I love these little tiny narrow alleyways. It is like awesome. Other cities have been full of them. I've mentioned them in Kyoto, and there's some of these in Tokyo and stuff. But this specific one just looks awesome with all the little lanterns and everything. It was really a really cool atmosphere.
After wandering around after the boat ride, it has been cold, 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 so we just snuck into the warmest place we could see, which was a yakitori place. So they're making a lot of meats on sticks with onions and random things, and I actually ordered a rice bowl because it's on the menu and I'm terribly hungry. But we actually got some tsukune, which is chicken meatball.
Didn't you say you didn't like these? I learned that about you yesterday.
I'm not a big fan of tsukune.
How come?
Makes me a good judge though. And these are quite good. Wow.
Why don't you usually like them?
Because they include parts of... I don't know how to describe, but it's not all meat. Like, there'll be parts of like ligaments and things in there. It's like the ground up bits of the leftover meat. It's not the disgusting bits like the intestines, but it's the parts of the meat that are not what you would normally eat in other things.
Chicken? It's a chicken hot dog.
No, it's a step above the sausage or above the hot dog. It has, you can feel like these ligament bits, and that's why I'm not a big fan of tsukune, but that was very good. It tasted great.
Some more has arrived, and it's got leek on it, I think. That's what that is in English, right? Leek?
Yeah.
That's a chicken leek, chicken leek, chicken leek. It's like a chicken and leek sandwich on
You
a stick.
added an additional leek.
I ate it the wrong way. You shouldn't like have it vertical because it drips on your hand. This is like a standard guy. There's nothing like sparkling about that one. But something else.
Give us the sparkle.
Yeah, the sparkle is there was cheese on here, like chicken cheese. So
On the menu?
That's not something that I think we're busting into uncharted territory here. So we got this piece with this cheese on it, and okay.
Hold on, did you just eat the whole stick?
No, man.
Oh, okay, my bad. I thought it was the whole stick.
It's pretty good. I wouldn't say that it's like incredible or anything. It's like your standard fare plus cheese. Yeah, it's just your standard fare plus cheese. It's all right. I mean, I'm glad I got it because it's fun to try. But I mean, I don't know if I would like you recommend like come back up in here and get this. You know what I mean?
He's going back to eat it. I'm hungry. And I'm not messing about with sticks, alright? I'm not going to.
What are these guys? These look like sticks.
These are weapons against food. This is just toridon. They've basically taken the meat that they put on the stick and they put it on top of rice, added some nori and a raw egg and some pickled stuff. Done. I'm in. Kanpai. Every 2 months, the tower changes colors, and for March and April, it's pink.
Sorry, I'm fucking around here. You ready? That's record. So it's our third and final day in Osaka on this trip. And I don't know, maybe it's like 10:30 or something at this point, and we basically just got up and we had to check out of the hotel. What's it called? The squat? We had to check out of the squat at like 9 a.m. So having come home kind of late last night, that was kind of early to get up, but it was doable. So we got out of there and came up kind of to an area that is right near where our bus will be taking us back to Tokyo this evening at about 8:30, I guess is what time our bus is going back tonight. So we came up to this area and found a coin locker and put our stuff that we don't want to carry around with us all day into a coin locker. Happy we could find one when we were in Kyoto. Maybe 6 months ago we had a problem where we couldn't find any coin lockers, but it wasn't a problem this time. There was lots of empty ones. And we have found something to have for breakfast. And in the past, we've said that like breakfast for breakfast in Japan is kind of difficult to come across. And we have found breakfast for breakfast, but it's not sensational. It's just standard stuff. So I've got this like big piece of toast and a piece of ham with cheese on it, and then some eggs and some bacon, a little salad, and an orange juice. And I guess this was about $5 or something. So I mean, it's okay, but I'm gonna eat this and probably still be a little bit hungry. Like, I could have used that entire piece of toast, I think.
I wanted to go and get something called a taco dog, which is 2 takoyaki balls on top of a naan with tomatoes and like some sort of amazing looking sauce. So we went to the place that sells this. I was like, it's the last day, gonna do breakfast weird. I went up to them and I was like, taco dog, and they were like, sold out. They opened at 10, and I looked at them and I was like, it's 10. What happened? How did you sell out that quickly? So yeah, I'm having the almond toast today, not the taco dog. Today we're just gonna connect some random dots. Like, we've been spending a lot of time in certain areas trying to do all the things that we can in those areas, and they're very close together. So we're hitting the outskirts of Osaka today. We started off in the Namba area, and we are going to walk over to Koreatown, which is kind of just a treat for me, because nobody else would probably care about Koreatown, but I'm excited, and I found a reason for Eric to go. There are some sweets there that I think he's really going to like, so we're gonna try those out. And we're gonna need to walk all the way over there. It's about 3 kilometers, and we're gonna work up our hunger for the sweets on the way. Oh, and when you're just walking around the city, you find amazing things like what's happening behind me. This doesn't look like Japan. This looks like a different country to us. So we're gonna go up these weird little stairs and wander into nowhere. This step might be the thinnest step I've ever seen. Hold on, let me just get ready to do this step, okay? Here we go. Ugh. Only like 4,000 more of those to go at this increase in height. We found Koreatown, and it kind of feels like a movie set that like they're getting ready to shoot something, or like it's after hours on the movie set with like, it looks very Korea, very foreign. It's strange. I feel like a lot of things that we found here in Osaka have made us feel like we're not in Japan anymore. It's like Osaka just pulling in this oddity that we don't see in Tokyo. Tokyo feels very much Japan. It feels like Tokyo's everywhere. Even like Koreatown in Tokyo still feels Tokyo. This doesn't feel like you're sitting in Japan. This feels like you've left the rules of Japan. You've left the orderliness of Japan, and now you are in a different place. And we're gonna go find some stuff in here to enjoy. Wooden spoon is a good sign that something interesting is happening. We came in here to get a particular dish, but we got that in addition to what I have with me now, which is Zakuro
Face, I think?
Face. We're not really sure what this is at all. It just looks really good.
Well, the Zakuro part is pomegranate.
We thought it was going to be like a warm type tea, but it's served kind of Slurpee-esque with many different types of fruits, some cut into amazing little shapes. Got some strawberries in here, some lemon slices, and it just, this could not be worse. It could not be better, is what I'm trying to say.
Is it syrupy? Like, is it like a thick syrupy thing, or is it?
It's like a wine cooler with no alcohol. It's really tasty.
So it's like Hi-C?
A little bit. The disappointment is that the strawberries are frozen. That kind of takes it down a bit of a notch, for me at least, but the lemon in it really stands out. It's incredible.
What is the little star-shaped thing?
It's apple, I think.
Oh, really?
I could be wrong.
That's kind of cool.
Apple.
And
got some little mochis on the side. It's got something on the outside of it, but I'm not sure exactly what that is.
My brain's telling me coconut, but logic is telling me no chance.
Super soft mochi. Still not sure, it's like breading on the outside, like really soft breading. And then anko on the inside. And the other guy, a bit of a mystery. Matcha on the outside, mochi on the inside. And incredibly, incredibly soft.
So the main attraction has arrived, and I believe this is called a pot pinzu. And this is written in katakana, so again, I'm kind of assuming that this is probably Korean food or a Korean dessert. And she told us when I ordered it, she was like, you know, this is for like 2 or 3 people, right? And I was like, yeah, no problem, whatever, we're 2 people. But we thought the other thing was just going to be tea, and then it turned out to be kind of like a dessert with like substance. So now I'm thinking we might have too much food. And you can see this thing is pretty big. And it's got ice cream and beans and like that powdery stuff that I can't remember what it's called, and a lot of ice is underneath.
Kinako.
Kinako, yeah, that's right. So it's like, I think it's kinako. So we're gonna take a look here, and it's got these little desserts that was on the side dish of the other one, which makes me happy because they were really good.
The dessert of the dessert?
Yeah, the dessert of the dessert. And then some sweet bean paste stuff. She said that what you need to do is mix this guy up and destroy their, I mean, it's beautiful, like the handiwork that they've done here. It's like, I feel like I'm doing things I shouldn't be doing, ruining art. And I believe that there is going to be like a honey type flavor in here a little bit too. So I'm just going to go ahead and see if I can get a little bit of everything. We've got a little ice cream there and a little bit of ice and, you know, a little bit of everything. It's fun. It's like a dessert for adults, you know? Like, it's not like mega sweet, but it is sweet. But it's not like eating like normal ice cream or something. The powder is kind of getting me. I usually don't like matcha flavored stuff, but I do quite like matcha ice cream. So the ice cream, the flavor is really good, but it's a bit, you know, icy. It's not smooth. So I think that could probably be improved. But the beans are really good, and I really like the dessert that they have, these chunks of green stuff. I really like that. It's so good. It's a really good texture. Luckily, most of this is just ice though, so it's not going to be too filling. I was a little worried when it came out because it looks like this humongous bowl, but most of it's just going to melt.
We've come to a restaurant just to get takeaway. They do interesting Korean sandwiches that I was really excited about, and I wanted to get it takeaway so we can take it to the castle and eat it. They said it was going to be about 10 minutes, so they offered to let us sit here. And I noticed these contraptions, these coffee contraptions, and they noticed that I was like just entranced in how this works. They've given us some service, which is very nice, and they're just doing all these little like intricate things with it and putting coffee in here and less coffee in there and mixing and matching and taking orders, and I'm fascinated. It's like watching science. Like, I feel like I'm at school and I'm gonna get a sandwich at the end of this. It's great.
Like Katie was saying earlier, it's really easy in Osaka to like leave Japan, and we've just wandered, I mean, we're in Koreatown, but we just wandered down this little alleyway that feels very much like we're not in Japan anymore because it's full of kimchi and like the strangest things I've ever seen from the ocean. Like, I've been in Asia for 6 years and I'm still finding things that I've never seen that before, and they're somehow turning that into food someplace. I have no idea, but it's like this table of just absolutely terrifying looking creatures. I really love finding things like that.
Castle, check. Sandwich, check. Booze, check. Hanami, check. We're gonna have a good time. Sometimes you're just really lucky and you walk up this crappy set of stairs, find an amazing view of a castle with a delicious sandwich in your hands, and then you see the guy who's gonna play some music for you during this time, and you go, how did this all line up? It just did.
What does you got for a sandwich? What is it? You said it's kimchi?
Yeah. So kimchi, ham, eggs, cucumber, and it's been toasted, and it just looks absolutely delicious.
Can you bite into it? I wonder if it's spicy.
Let me get a big ol' kimchi one.
You're really into kimchi now, so.
Yeah, I like it.
Yeah, I'm interested to see if you think it's top notch.
Not super spicy, but definitely kimchi taste. Not overwhelming either. Like, just a good complement to the sandwich. I'd say I'm happy, and I'm littering at the same time.
I'll get it.
They've just got owls chilling around, and falcons, and some dude that controls all of them. It's very strange. I asked if you can touch them. They said no. I really want to make this a tactile experience, but you can't touch the birds. No go. We've just happened to walk across this college, and it's the College of Nutrition and Confectionery, which I don't feel like either of those go together. Usually if you're into confectionery, you're not into nutrition. This is a cake. I want to eat it. Right outside of Osaka Station, I mean, there's tons and tons of big buildings, and it feels very commercialized and slightly industrial, but there is one temple, and it's a couple's power spot. And as you can see, this man and woman are the center point of the temple, and people come here to pray for good relationships and a future with their significant other. And I don't know, I find it really beautiful. And they put up this lovely sakura tree, and I think that's even cooler. We were looking and looking and looking and couldn't find the statue. It's much smaller than I thought it was going to be, and these little sakuras caught my eye, and I just knew that's where they have to be. They're going to be in that little tree, and it's gorgeous. In the basement of almost every department store in the country, you will find an eatery type area. It's like delis and a grocery store mixed with random specialty shops. And the one that we found, there is a shop that does ikayaki, which is squid fry. I wrote down squid pita on my paper, and I was quite excited about that. I've got said squid pita in my hand. I went to the shop and I stood in line for maybe about 5 minutes, nothing too long. Like, they are wheeling out these squid pitas. And this is what we've come up with. So it does look like a bit of a pita, but this is actually some sort of batter. And this is squid that you can see the bits of purple. And I know that there's some sort of sauce, but I'm not sure what the sauce is. So, oh, that's squid like a mofo right there. Just squid is good.
Dude, it looks like you're eating a squid taco.
That's what I'm eating, dude.
Is it a tortilla or is it a pita? Like, what's the bread like?
It's not bread. It's batter.
Oh, really? Like a pancake?
It's almost like an okonomiyaki type thing.
Interesting.
They just put the batter, well, they've mixed squid into the batter, and they just chuck the batter onto a burner, and they put down the top of it, George Foreman style. And then they do that, and they toss that onto a conveyor belt. The conveyor belt goes, and it cools down, and then they shove some sauce on top of it, squish it together, and put it in this package. And then you'd be eating it. And I would say that it's good, but not amazing. It's interesting. I wish there was cheese.
Did you get any sauce in there? Like,
Yeah.
What's it taste like?
just sauce. Like, just sauce.
Is it sweet or spicy or salty or
Tangy.
yeah?
A little bit of like a okonomiyaki tang to it. And then the rest of it's just kind of, we put some batter and some squid in the batter and enjoy. It is the last meal of our last day here in Osaka, and today we haven't shot a whole lot of video, and that kind of comes for two reasons. Number one, I honestly thought that maybe there wouldn't be enough to do here for 3 days, and that the third day would just be us lazing around doing nothing and being by ourselves and just not making a video. But it turned out that instead I drug us around town and went to a whole bunch of different places. So today was kind of an us day, but it did have a lot of opportunity to show some things that aren't in the heart of the city. And we ended up walking a whole lot, so when we're walking, we are seeing things, but it's not like, oh, make a video of this, oh, make a video of that, oh, make a video of this. It's just, okay, well, we've got 4 kilometers to walk, let's go. So that kind of explains why today doesn't have a whole lot going on in it, but it was still a really great day with a lot of random things that were spectacular. I mean, like eating that sandwich with that guy playing the music behind me, perfect. But now we're having some pasta.
And this pasta is like really typical of Japanese style pasta. Maybe a little bit like, a lot of times pasta can be like a really cheap fast food, and this is kind of like your, I want to say Olive Garden level pasta. So like it's not like the super duper like gourmet stuff, but it's like, you know, a little bit more expensive and like garnished with a few extra things on it. And I got something that says it's Kamakura style pasta, which is like a famous city that's just south of Tokyo in Yokohama. And I didn't know that they were famous for pasta, but I guess this restaurant seems to think they are. And you can see that it's just, you know, a red sauce pasta with vegetables and some thick pieces of bacon. And I guess the part of it that's odd to an American anyways is just that there's an egg like straight up on here. So you do this and like it'll thicken up the pasta sauce and everything, and like the noodles, and it gives it kind of a nice texture. A bit slimy, but there's something about it that I've grown to like. And the sauce is a little bit like thin. I expected it to be a little thicker, but I guess that's kind of a Japanese thing, is kind of like a thin pasta sauce. And of note, when I ordered this, they were like, "Is it okay?" Like they asked us like, "Are chopsticks okay?" And like sometimes that happens because like even though we ordered in Japanese, the people like here I guess they just think that like foreigners can't use chopsticks. But I think they were genuinely asking because they ask everybody, because some people here have got fork and some people have chopsticks. And I was like, "Yeah, we can use chopsticks." And then I realized I'd kind of rather have a fork, but now I feel like a jerk asking, so I'm just gonna roll with it. It's good. It's not like the pasta of gods, but as far as like Japanese pasta goes, I think it's alright. And there's cubes of bacon. I think I've been here long enough now, I'm starting to like it. Like, if I think that's not bacon, if I think ham, then I'm happy with it. He was mentioning things that happened today that were noteworthy. You can remember that owl. That owl is amazing. An owl and a falcon peoples. What are falcon people called? We actually talked about that yesterday.
Oh yeah, we're calling them falconers.
Falconers? Is that the right word for people with a falcon? There's probably some special scientific word, I don't know.
But other than today, were there things about Osaka that stood out to you?
You know, before I came here this time, I've only been here with you one time where we stayed here for a couple of days when we were traveling around Asia, and I got a bacon problem going on. Hold on just a second here. Like a cube of bacon in my sinus. I thought it was gonna kill me. Climb up into my brain and end it all. So we came here like a few years ago. I guess it's been 6 years now, and it was before we had lived in Japan. And at that time, I was like, okay, so Osaka is kind of like grungy, and I didn't feel like there was very much here to do. And I've since been back but once with a friend of mine, and we were only here for one evening. We were staying in Kyoto for a couple days, and we just jumped down to Osaka for one evening, and then I didn't really get a good taste of it. So this is, to me, like the best like taste of Osaka that I've ever had, and I'm honestly really impressed. I've always kind of just written off, like, man, it's just that kind of like grungy city or whatever, but it's impossible to not compare it to Tokyo. And while Tokyo has its own merit and its own feel and everything, Osaka feels like it has way more life to me. There's like this pulse here that's different, and like and it's because it's got that grit wrapped around it. Like in Tokyo, you kind of feel like everybody is really closed off, but like very put together and everything. And here it seems like the people and the city itself is just a little more laid back, and people like kind of interacting with each other, and there's a lot to do in an area that, if you're feeling adventurous, is walkable. So there's a lot of different types of neighborhoods and stuff that are all kind of around one area, and like you could go into a million little like restaurants that are serving different things in one area and like never run out. Like it just seemed an endless number of these like little snack shack type things, and that exists in Tokyo, but it seems like in Tokyo it's a little closed off compared to how it is here. It felt more welcoming here. I don't know why. I can't quite put my finger on it, but it's just like this, the energy of Osaka is really cool. I could see myself wanting to live here, honestly. I really think it's a cool city now. So my perspective on Osaka has like changed a lot just from having been here for 3 days. Things that we've done, it's just food. I don't know, you've watched the video probably at this point. We ate a lot of food, and that really sticks out. It was a lot of fun to try all their different regional specialties and stuff. What did you think?
Could definitely live in Osaka. Everything that you just said, I completely agree with it. I think it has a life that is not happening anywhere else, and it also has an identity that is so multilingual is the only way I can think to say this, but like each little bit, I kept feeling like I wasn't really here. I'm not in Japan anymore, and that's really cool. Like if you can pull that into where you are, it's really exciting. Things that I loved about our trip, definitely Abe Nobeya, the little cloud bear. He's got my heart. He eats clouds, but he has my heart. I want to eat clouds with him. And, well, I can't really eat clouds, but my favorite food since we came here was the kushikatsu. And it was just delectable and exciting and fun, and little skewers of different things to try. Perfect. I really enjoyed that. And I would definitely come back to Osaka, and I would definitely think about living here. Like, it wouldn't be a far cry to go, okay, Osaka?
Yeah,
all right.
Be a cool change. But yeah.
Yeah, nicely done, Osaka.
You ready to hop on an overnight bus?
And then work in the morning? Yeah.
You're going straight to work.
I literally left work at 8 o'clock on Friday, and now I'm going to go back to work at 8 o'clock on Monday. Or Tuesday. It's been a 3-day weekend. So, work to work trip. Somebody got their date wrong.
Stop it. Stop it. My dildo is going to fall out.
No, it's not. You're clenching. Hey everyone, we have a Patreon page and we'd really like for you to check it out. It'll allow you to contribute to us and make these crazy adventures we've been going on continue and get even better. So we'd really love for you to follow the link and learn more about Patreon and us. Go for it. Let's adventure.